How relevant do you think is Gary Hart's story today?
You know, a lot of people, including me, sometimes find themselves looking at what's going on in the world going, how did we get here? You know, there's huge changes from Brexit to what's going on here around the world, in my country, Australia. Gary Hart's story and his campaign was over 30 years ago, and it's generally forgotten, but actually I think it's one of those key moments where everything shifted, particularly in the relationship between the press and politicians. That might give some illumination to how we got to where we are today.
Do you think your personal life should play a role in one's political career?
Okay, it's a really interesting question. The most important thing for me from a potential leader is what they plan to do with the country, how they plan to lead the country. But within that, as a voter, I want to know what kind of person they are so I can make an assessment as to whether they're going to carry through with what, are they the kind of person who can actually execute what they say they can? So what that is for different people, what that measure of character is very different. So for me, what's most important, I just want to make sure why they think that, what they plan to do, and can they execute it.
As a celebrity, people are constantly trying to find out personal stuff about you, even some dirt. Yeah. How do you handle that?
Just ask me, I'll tell you everything. It's terrible. I'm like an open book. Just if you want to know anything about me, just ask me. You know, if you're a politician, every person on the planet is trying to find some dirt, right? It's that common thing, like people say, oh, I can never run for politics because I'll find out about this or that. You know, as an actor, it's, yes, there is an engagement with the public. Yes, there is some interest in who you are as a person behind the camera or off screen or off stage, but you can open that window as much as you want or as little as you want, you know? And that may have an effect on your career, but that's a choice you can make. As a politician, there's no choice.
What did you learn about Gary Hart that surprised you?
He is an incredible organizer. I think in the history of politics, he's the only person who's run a campaign, a very successful campaign for another candidate, and then straight from that became a candidate himself. That's not normally the way, because to run a campaign is like running a Fortune 500 company. It's massive. So he's an incredible organizer, and when I went to stay with him, everything from what I eat, what I drink, where I sleep, what time I wake up to, he wanted to know everything, and everything was incredibly organized and thoughtful and caring. Those words too, he's incredibly thoughtful and caring man.
Would you make a good politician?
I don't think I'd make a good politician. My wife sometimes calls me Senator Jackman. She thinks I'm a little bit political, but I think I would care too much about what people thought. For me, the best leaders obviously care about the people they're leading, but you have to be ahead of what people are thinking. Therefore, some of the things you put forward could be unpopular, but you have to see where things are going. I don't know how I'd survive with the unpopular bit.